The number one most important lesson that I've learned in my 9 years experience of trading stocks is to add to your winners. The strategy running on the chart here is a simple moving average crossover strategy. It's a fine strategy, but it's one that's very easy to understand. When the shorter length SMA crosses above the longer length SMA, in this case, lengths of 9 and 20, the strategy enters, and when obviously the vice versa happens, the strategy exits. As you can see here on the S&P 500 ETF SPY, we have a 53% win rate, average win $1,800, average loss $1,200, which puts us up over 89 grand on this ticker. But watch what happens to our statistics in the top left here when I turn on this add RSI strategy. All of a sudden, our total P&L jumps up to $105,000. Our win rate stays about the same, 51%, actually down 2 points. However, the average win jumps all the way up to $2,100, while the average loss remains about the same at $1,200. What this strategy is doing is it is entering the trade again. So it's entering an already open trade once the RSI of the open position crosses above 70. Let me actually quickly turn on the RSI study just so you can get a visual representation of that. When you are already in a trade and the RSI crosses above this 70 threshold, just objectifying the strength in the stock. Hey, you're in a position and the stock is strong. Let's add to that. Let's build on that. Let's continue buying and leveraging our winners. Here is the source code of that RSI add strategy, just so you can see exactly what's going on with that. And continue to watch this video all the way to the end, as we are going to be covering multiple different strategies that you can add to your trading arsenal to maximize your profits. If you are interested in that sort of custom coding within Thinkorswim that you just saw, then you need to head on over to my website, daytradingstrategies.net. It will be linked in the description of this video down below. You can navigate into our codes and into the Thinkorswim icon, and here you will have access to over 130 custom coded strategies, scanners, studies, etc. that are very easily importable into your own Thinkorswim application. Every single one of my codes comes with one of these TOS share links. All you need to do is copy down this link, and back within your Thinkorswim application, set up in the top right, open shared item, paste, preview, and import. And you would just simply open up this code type just like you would as normal. So I just imported a study called DTS Bollinger Break. So there it is. It now exists within my studies. I double click on it to add it to my chart, and I now have that custom code running. So in 3 clicks and 10 seconds, that's how easy it is to get the code from the site to your Thinkorswim. So if you're interested in custom codes within Thinkorswim, once again, check out the site linked in the description down below. So what we are going to do for the rest of this video is we're going to keep on the moving average crossover strategy. That will be the control variable of this experiment, if you will, but we are going to go over some different strategies that you can utilize to add to winning positions, once again, to maximize your gain. So remember the statistics that you just saw from that add RSI strategy, and let's sort of compare that with how some other strategies affect the statistics of our moving average crossover. Here's an ad strategy that I really like because it deals with one of my favorite indicators for active trading, being the ATR, or average true range. I like utilizing this indicator so much in deciding where to add to positions or where to get stopped out of positions, because of course the average true range value is always adjusting to the current volatility of the ticker. So when the ticker is more volatile, you need the stock, in our case for adding to a trade, to make a bigger move up before you add to your position. Whereas when the average true range, when the volatility of the ticker is lower, you need a smaller move up to add to your position. So it's always a built-in volatility check before you should add to your position. Anyway, what we have built here, and actually I'll click into the source code for you just to show you, and let me go ahead and hit my little zoom function here. What we are doing is, of course, the entry price must be greater than 0. We must be in a position, and the current price must be greater than our entry price plus the ATR value times 2. So let's go ahead and quickly zoom back out. So what we're looking at here, let's look at this trade here. You get into the trade at about 438.5. Over here, the ATR value is at 5. So if we are up over 10 points, 5 times 2 is 10. Thank you, Trey. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. But if we are up over 448, we should be adding to the trade. And we are indeed adding to the trade at about 449.5. So the ATR times 2 is true. So we add to the position. As you can see here, our total P&L is now at $113,000. It's actually even a little bit higher than the RSI ad strategy was. I've already gone ahead and turned on the third ad strategy we'll talk about. And as you can see, this one has a little bit of an even higher total P&L. And as you'll maybe also notice, there are no indicators currently on this chart other than, of course, the strategies we're running. This ad strategy is purely price action. And what we're doing here is we are adding to a trade when the price of the stock breaks out above local highs. So when the current bar price breaks above the highest high value out of the last 10 bars. So you can see here, you get your moving average crossover. That moving average crossover strategy enters. That's the green buy here. Then our ad strategy fires on this bar because the close of this bar is greater than the highest high value out of the 10 bars before it. I will once again go ahead and bring up this source code so you can get an idea of what's going on here as I talk through it. So this is purely a price action breakout play. You're in a trade, you are in a position, and it breaks above local highs. This is when everybody takes their screenshot and posts it to Twitter. Look at how good my position is doing, right? Okay, fine. Hey, do that, have your fun, but also be an active trader. Leverage your winning positions. Add to that. Take advantage of that. Guess what? And maybe I'm going to rant here for a second. Sorry. Those of you that are subscribed to the channel know I like to do this. What am I about to say? You're going to lose trades. This strategy only has a 50% win rate. If I told someone, especially a beginner trader at face value, that I have a strategy with a 50% win rate, they would just go, well, that strategy sucks. It's up $128,000. It's up $128,000 because now with this ad strategy, the average win has moved up to just shy of $2,600, while my average loss is only $1,400. You're going to lose trades. You're going to lose a lot of trades in your trading career. You need to maximize the profits on your winners so that over time you are offsetting the losses of your losers, and utilizing ad strategies just like the 3 we've covered, and maybe even this one especially, really helps you do that. I'm going to use this block of code here to cover something very important. What does really every beginner trader end up doing? Every beginner trader ends up leveraging and adding to their losing positions while selling and locking in profit, because you can never go broke taking a profit on their winning positions. That is, by the way, my least favorite stock market quip. You can never go broke taking a profit. That kind of builds on to the rant I just had about the fact that you need to maximize your wins in order to offset your losses. If you are cutting your profits off too soon, you will, in fact, go broke in this game taking profits. Anyway, Let me show you what that would look like in this case. So instead of adding when the current price breaks over the highest high out of the last 10 bars, let's buy when the current price breaks below the lowest low value out of the last 10 bars. Once again, this is what pretty much all beginner traders end up doing. And it's because our dumb monkey brains are in that sunk cost fallacy. That is a very, very heavily studied psychological phenomena that factually happens within human brains. The idea that once you are in a position, once you have spent money on something, you are more likely to follow through with it. Well, that idea also translates to losing trades. When you're in a losing trade, that dumb monkey brain of yours does not, that sounded insulting. All of us have it. We all have the same dumb monkey brains, does not want to lock in that loss. So they end up adding to their losing position. So let's go ahead and run this code. And you notice immediately we drop down to now up $108,000. So adding to your losers, while yes, and look, they're still going to be winning trades. I mean, here you're in a trade and you end up adding, let me actually look what these look like. So you're in the trade and then you add kind of like right before you get stopped out, because of course that's where the stock is dipping right before you get stopped out. But anyway, you can see the ads firing here. So the code is running, but we're now down $20,000, 20%, even maybe plus from what we were up when we were actually adding to winning positions rather than losing positions. And this is even kind of a funny little workaround with that, because most of these positions, actually just about all of these positions, not all of them because there's a losing ad, but most of these ads that I'm seeing are still firing in winning positions. It's just that the stock is breaking down during the winning position. You know what I mean? So actually, this looks even a lot better than it would if you actually added to the losers. So just keep that in mind. There is factual evidence for you that adding to losers is worse than adding to winners. Remember, if you are interested in any of the strategies you've seen in today's video or these backtest labels, which are extremely useful. This is my favorite code I've ever written, these backtest labels, or this little dot plot study I'm kind of showing off down here now. If you're interested in any of that stuff, alongside over 130 other custom thinkorswim codes, check out my website, daytradingstrategies.net, linked in the description down below. Click on our codes, get signed up, and become a better trader today. I also have a course available over there if you would like to learn how to build your own custom codes in thinkorswim so that you can design your own strategies, studies, and scanners that align with your trading goals. I have a course available to do that. Link is also on the homepage. Besides that, if you learned something in this video, please take the half second to hit the like button. It really means the world to me. If you would like to continue learning, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. It's completely free. Why not hit that red button? With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.